Good morning, friends. It's Susan, and today we're going to do a little something different. I'm not going to be decorating. I guess I'll be decorating my face. Anyway, a lot of you out there have asked how I do my makeup, what skincare products I use, and how I get my bun in my hair. I never thought it was like rocket science, but I'll show you. I have a very simple skincare routine. I remember the days, my lips are really dry. I need to drink some water. Don't have any up here. I have been really good lately. I've been cutting out the margaritas and I am drinking water. And I told you all that I'm on Ozempic. It really wasn't working that well because I really don't, I'm not bragging or anything, but I had gastric 6 years ago, lost most of it. I think I lost all of my, I think most of it anyway. And then through the pandemic, I gained altogether 35 pounds back just by drinking wine and eating banana bread. And I thought, no, I don't want to gain it all back. It was it's such a long road, and I've got a hair in my face here. Maybe one's growing on my mustache again. And I'm also 66, and I can't remember things lately. So, and this channel, I try to be real, as you know. So, what was I talking about? Can't even remember. Oh, about the Ozempic and losing weight and all that. So, I started drinking water every day and the weight is coming off. So that's the trick. So I have a really simple skincare routine. I used to years ago buy every single product out there. I really didn't notice a big difference. You age. But I try to keep it simple, and all I use right now is, believe it or not, I used to work in the makeup industry and we had to sell all the products. And here's me using soap to wash my face. So I've always done that. I've always used ivory soap, which they say is the worst thing because it clogs your pores. Well, it doesn't clog mine. And now, I mean, I haven't used ivory soap for a long time. I use special cleansers, and I love a cleansing bar at the Body Shop, believe it or not, and it's an olive oil, and I use it. I've used it for years, and I mean, when you're younger, you need all these astringents and toners. I mean, you can still use them when you're older too, but so what I've been doing, and it's easy, and I stick to it, and I've been using this product my daughter told me about by it's Santella, and she bought it on Amazon. It's a Korean skincare product, and it is for toning and brightening. So I thought, why not? Let's try it. Do I notice a big difference? No, I just know that my skin looks okay. My skin texture is very nice, I think. I just have all these different, marionette lines, and I've had these deep lines since I was like 10 years old. But these things have, of course, come as I've aged. But all in all, I really don't think it's too bad for my age. I could use some Botox. I have really deep 11 lines, and I thought, well, maybe I should do that. And it'd be great if they could use Botox to do that. But I don't think so. I think you need fillers for that. And one day I want my neck done. Look how good it would look. They say they can tell how old you are by your neck. I should do like what they did in Greek Fat Wedding, Big Fat Greek Wedding. Remember where they did like this when they got a picture taken? Oh well, there's nobody behind me to do that for me every day. So anyway, I've been using that brightening serum, and believe it or not, I'm a big fan of oil of Olay. Now I use this one, the Regenerist one, the one 7-in-1, and I've been using it for a year. I've gone through probably 25 bottles of this. I buy it at Costco. There's always a good deal too for like $30. So that's what I just had already prepared my skin before I put this video, before I started talking. You know what? I always think it looks okay until I put my glasses on and I look really close and I get scared. So anyway, let's start. Okay, you've seen this all before. What I use this by Tarte. I wish I had my glasses on. I can't see it, the fine writing. The Shape Tape, but the creamy one. Okay, because this is more moisturizing and not so drying under the skin. And be very careful when you use too much concealer when you have mature skin, and try not to powder it too much. I do use a very fine sheer powder very lightly, because if I don't, my mascara starts to go underneath here because it's too creamy. Okay, so all I do is, which you've all seen before, I put 2 little dabs or 3. I use my fingers a lot. I don't need brushes. And I do it very fine touch, a light touch with my finger. And I use it on top of my eyelid because my eyes in general are getting very dark. And make sure that you really tap it in really well in the corners. And I also use a night cream, and I use an eye cream as well at nighttime. I don't use an eye cream in the day anymore because I noticed it was irritating my eyes. My eyes would start watering, so I just use it at night. And lately, I mean, I've used all kinds of foundations, matte, full coverage, like the Estee Lauder, which I still love. Um, I used to use this Charlotte Tilbury until I found this e.l.f. product, which is, I'd say, very much the same for a fraction of the cost. And in the daytime, if I want to use foundation, I have found this product by Revolution. It's very inexpensive, and it's a great foundation. It's a bit matte, so this is good to put underneath it. I like a glowy foundation. I am going to find a glowy foundation because I've thrown all my old foundations out that were dried up and I didn't use anymore. And I'm a simple makeup girl these days. I don't use so much like I used to, and I like glowy. Now, I was thinking of starting or trying, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, more of a creamy makeup, like the cream blush, the cream, I mean, I do use a cream bronzer, but the cream contour. I haven't used a cream contour since I used to work in a. And let me see, where's my brush? And I just use a powder one. I'll show you after. So I use a brush. Sometimes I use a beauty blender, whatever I'm in the mood for. I like a beauty blender. Sometimes I get lazy to get up and put water in it, so because I don't do my makeup in the bathroom like a lot of people. And the brush is a really good brush. It really blends it in nicely so that there's no streaks. And always brush it down because I have facial hair. I have duck fuzz or ducky fuzz or whatever you want to call it. And I've never shaved my face like a lot of people do. It frightens me because I don't want dark hair, and they say it doesn't, but I just leave it alone for now. Okay, so that's it for that. And today I'm going to use a cream bronzer, and it's my favorite, my Chanel, and it's the darker one. And I'm going to use this bronzer brush by, I think this one's by e.l.f. I just use a light amount. I don't use tons of it. I don't want it to be too dark. Just to warm up my face because I'm pretty pale. Now I've got the ring light over here, so you're going to see a lot of light on this side and darkness on this side. I need to invest in different lighting and have maybe 2 box lights on either side. See, can you see it? and it's so gloomy outside. It's 18 degrees, believe it or not, but it is really cloudy. So it might be warmer outside, but it doesn't look so nice. I'm going to put a little bit of, where is it? My granddaughter's been playing in my makeup drawer again. I can tell everything's moved around. Where did she put it? Oh, here it is. I'm going to use this little sample of Laneige. It's pretty thick, so I just use a little bit. It's pretty dry in my house, so my lips get really dry. And the trick is to remember to take this off before you put your lip liner and your lipstick. Okay, so I use this this Fenty Beauty powder for under my eyes. I mean, there's a lot out there that are even maybe better than this, because I know that there's a really good one, a mineral veil my daughter uses. It's expensive. Well, this wasn't cheap either. So anyway, I just shake it a bit so that there's a little bit in my lid, and I just tap my brush in it, and I just go over my eye, underneath and on top very lightly. And if I'm wearing any kind of foundation or the glow product that I'm using, I get creases from foundation right here because it's deep. So I use a little powder in here, and that's it, because I don't like a lot of powder. I like more of a glowy look. And my makeup stays on all day, so I don't have to worry about it because I have drier skin. Now, if you have oily skin, that's a different topic altogether. Then you'll need to powder yourself more. So I took my nails off, and they look pretty gross. And my daughter did this for me. She painted them with her machine. She has one of those little gel machines. And I'm just going to let them grow out a little bit before I do my nails again, because I do like having the longer nails. Okay, stop blabbing, Susan. Do your makeup. Okay, so I have run out of my favorite MAC glow powder. It's like a mineral powder, but it's called Soft and Gentle. I've gone through at least 10 of these, and I do need to invest in another one. So I went into my drawer and I found this trusty old Laura Mercier highlighting powder, and I use it as a powder on my cheeks. And it's not too glowy, so nobody knows that I've got highlighter on my face, on my cheeks. So I just go like this, just to set that bronzer, and it works out pretty well. So you really don't have to use highlighter after, because you still have that nice glow. And I'm noticing right now, I've got a crease down here. I must have slept on my pillow the wrong way again. I hate that when that happens. Once I had a crease right down my whole cheek. And I'm sure all of you can relate out there if you don't sleep on a satin pillow. Okay, so let's see. What's the next step? See, I do it really quick usually, but because I'm talking, and I use this e.l.f. eyebrow pencil, and I love it. I used to use the Anastasia one that cost like $30, I think $30 a pencil or something. I can't remember. Maybe it was less, 28. So this one really is a good one. And it was in the States, I bought it at Target, and it was $3. I'm sure here it's like $4. And these things run out really quick on me, so I don't want an expensive one. So this one's coming to an end, I can tell. So I'm going to look in my mirror here, because I have a magnifying mirror that I need, because I can't see very well without my glasses on. I hope my microphone's okay. I'm going to invest in a new microphone finally. This one is just not cutting it. I need something better. A lapel. This is a lapel one. I need something like I think it's by Rhodes, something like that. It's a little square mechanism, and I think it has a pin that you go through your clothes, or maybe it has a clip, I'm not sure. And it's supposed to be a good one. So I am going to invest in that so you can hear me better. And this one is really good. You don't even need the eyebrow gel. It doesn't seem to come off. I mean, if you rub it and rub it and rub it, it might come off, but I don't really touch my eyebrows throughout the day. Okay, let's see. So I've got a million palettes, and I'm a creature of habit, and I forget about them in my drawers. So I use this one all the time, and this one as well. This one's by Revlon. I watched Lisa D1 talk about this, that she likes it. So of course I had to try it. So I don't use this one because it's dark and I love dark, but it's got more of a, I don't think it's as matte. Actually, you know what? It's pretty good matte. It has a bit of a sheen to it. So when I do use it for like an eyeliner look, I don't want it to be too shiny. I want it to be more matte. So I use this one a lot. And this one is, I'm not sure what collection this one is. It's by Revlon. And I'll link everything down below because I can't see. So what I do is I use this one on my lid. And I like that little bit of sheen sometimes on my lid. And they say when you're mature, you shouldn't use anything shiny on your eyelids. Well, I do. And I always will, even if there's 100 crepey wrinkles on them, which there already is. And then I go to this palette. This one's by Too Faced, and it's Natural Eyes. I'm not even sure if you can buy it anymore. It was a staple in their collection for a long time. I'm not sure. Since I stopped doing my makeup channel, I don't go to Sephora as much. When you're doing makeup on YouTube, you're always in Sephora. And then I use this fluffy brush, and I put it in this lighter brown, and I add a little bit of darkness. And I use it for my contour, and I just, like everybody says, your windshield wiper motion. And I sweep it up because my eyes are a little bit on the droopy side. Then I use a clean brush, and whatever, if there's too much over here, I just blend it in. This side looks darker because the light's on it, but if I do this, they are even. You know, I stopped using eyeliner, liquid eyeliner for a while, and I think I'm going to go back to using it. My eyes were watering and watering a lot at that time, and then I found out it was because I was using too much sunscreen under my makeup. Now, I did put sunscreen on already, and it's the Neutrogena one. It's the Clear Face one, the number 30, and I use this after my moisturizer. Actually, I use it after I wash my face. I put that on right away, and then I do this very short skincare routine. Okay, so another thing is when you have hooded eyes and mature eyes, mature skin, mature brain, everything else, when I use liquid eyeliner, you have to be very careful because it's not like when I was younger where I could just swoop it over top of my skin. Now it sort of goes in the little creases, right? So I pull very lightly, I pull my eyelid, and then I do my eyeliner. And also when you're using this more of a shiny satin eyeshadow, it seems to give a weird finish. So you have to go over the liquid eyeliner a few times because it seems to dry and then take on the sheen for some reason. So I'm going to go buy another one because I used to use a really good one by It Cosmetics and I loved it. And I'm going to just go to the Walmart or the drugstore and find one. It's a good one that somebody recommended to me, and I'll just get that. And so sometimes I will put a little dark eyeshadow in the corners. So let's try this one. Let's try it and see, even though it's got a sheen to it. Let's see if I'm going to like it. And I use a smaller brush for that. I put a generous amount on top. I do use a generous amount, but I tap it off. And I just go in the corners of my eyes and up a little bit in the crease. And I make sure I blend it well. So it gives a little bit of depth in the corners if you're not wearing any eyeliner. So now just some mascara. I use this one, the CoverGirl Exhibitionist in black. That's another thing that I don't like to spend a lot of money on. I've had all the expensive ones. I used to buy Chanel, believe it or not, and I went through about 6 tubes of that, and I stopped because this is just as good. Sometimes I use a little concealer over my lips if I don't use foundation. Just so I get a better lip line. And sometimes it's a good idea to put a little bit of powder on top of that. You don't have to put powder. Anyway, I'm going to use this lip liner, and this one's by NYX, and it is Nude Beige. I have so many. I have ones by Laura Mercier. I have tons of them from Charlotte Tilbury. Whatever. Oh, here's another one I love. It's by, this one's by Bobbi Brown. I love Bobbi Brown. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one. Now, saying that, this one's pale mauve. Usually I use this with a pink lipstick, and then I go for more of the brownish lip liners for when I'm wearing peach colors. So I'll just stick to the one I said. And now, I've always had an okay shape of lips. As you get older, things start diminishing and getting creases and etc. So I've always had a fuller lower lip and a smaller top lip. So I always try to line it just a touch bigger at the top. And instead of going in the Cupid's bow, I go across. This one has a little bit of a pinky tone to it. And this one is the Pillow Talk for pale, for blondes, I think it is. That one's a really nice one. I'll show it to you. It's sort of in between. It's not really peach. It's not really pink, but it does lend to the pink side. So I am going to wear my famous Rimmel. It's number 42. It's a really perfect nude peach. And I go over the lip liner, of course, a little bit. And if you want more of a pouty look, of course, you can put a little bit of some sort of lip gloss. When I put lip gloss on, believe it or not, all my lipstick comes off. So I don't really wear gloss that much unless I wear no makeup that day and I just want some gloss on my lips. So there's something I forgot. I didn't use a contour today, but I still can. I still can add it on top, and I use this one by Sephora, and I just lightly, and I just go underneath that, the area, the contour area, just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to use that big fluffy brush just to blend it all together with the contour so that there's no lines. And that is it for my makeup. So now let's get to the hair. I really need to wash it. Wash the rat's nest. So I'm going to do the bun that people are asking how I do it. I just brush my hair up to the top like a high ponytail. And now I've got a big crease in here from this this little hairband. And I'm going to use it's not an elastic, but a hair tie. I have very thin hair, so I can wrap it around 3 times. I fan out your hair. Use another hair tie or little hair elastic. Then I gather it all up with my other hand. And then I just pull this elastic over it twice. and just pull it a bit. And this hair that's left over, I pin underneath. See, it's just so easy. It's not really a messy bun. It looks more like a ballerina bun. I would like to learn how to do more of a messy bun, but every time I watch the tutorials, they have way more hair than I do, and it doesn't work. So you can either spray the flyaways. I always put a clip here because I have some short hairs that have, you know, through breakage, but it is a good idea to use some hairspray on the sides. And that is it, my friends. I put my little earrings in, and that's it. And I made my bed already, so I'm off. I think I'll go for a drive and go to the stores. And I guess what? I'm not buying decorations. I'm not buying any decor. I am going to look for some clothing for a change. A few pieces just to freshen up my spring-summer wardrobe. I really don't have a spring wardrobe. If I had gone to business, then it would have been a different story. You know, you need your attire for spring, but being that I'm at home, I just wear the usual. I'm very lazy in between seasons. In the wintertime, I think that I like summer clothing more than winter. I have a lot of nicer pieces for summer, and in the winter we seem to, here in Ontario where it's so cold, we do kind of hibernate. So we just wear leggings and warm sweaters. So that's it, my friends. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you didn't get too scared by looking at getting it up close and real. But I'll go far away. Maybe it looks better. My friends, bye. Okay, I forgot my perfume. Which one am I in the mood for today? I think I'm in the mood for this one. This one's always my go-to in the summertime. Look at this, all my makeup on my fingers. And this one is a beautiful one. I need a new one.